everyone, welcome to another past tutorial video. Today we are focusing on ruler number 36, which is hexagons. There's three sizes of hexagons. We've got large, medium and small. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just do the basic 3 hexagons so you can see the shape and the size of them. So we are starting with the largest one. So we're starting in the central point with our needle down and just following the channel all the way to the end. Stop with the needle down and just twist the rule around so you can complete the shape. So what you're looking for here is putting your foot at the end of the cross line there in the centre, and then also that your end point has got your stitching from before in the centre of it so it can all join up together nicely. Okay, so that's the largest hexagon. Okay, so we're going to move on now to the medium hexagon. So obviously with these hexagons you can do a stack of hexagons, you could do an overall cover pattern with the hexagons. There's lots of things that you can do with the hexagons. I'm just going to show you the 3 sizes first, and then we're going to go on and do a pattern with the hexagons. So the exact same technique, do half your hexagon, stop with your needle down, match up your central line, which is the scroll line on the ruler, plus the end point so that the hexagon sides match up. Okay, so we're going back to that central point for each of these 3 hexagons. Okay, so that's the medium sized hexagon, and we're going to move straight on now to the smallest size hexagon. So the exact same technique, always remember to start with your needle down and end with your needle down, because if the needle's down it means that the material will stay fixed in place while you manoeuvre the rule around to the position that you're after. Okay, so the last little bit, just making sure that the 2 points match up. Okay, and they're the 3 sizes that you can produce with this one ruler. So as you can tell, because there's the 3 sizes, there's lots that you could do with this ruler. Okay, there you go. So that's how you can compare the sizes there and decide which one you want to use for what project you've got in mind. So what we're going to do now, we are going to do a bit of a nice pattern with this hexagon. So we're going to be using the large hexagon for the whole thing. So the first thing you do is you just do the exact same as what we've done. We're just going to produce one large hexagon. So we've done the first half there, twist it round, do exactly the same, match up the central line with the foot, and then make sure our end point is in the position that we want, and just do the whole of the hexagon. Okay, so now we've finished the first bit of the hexagon. What we're going to do now is we've moved the ruler back so the foot is in the central point, and then we're going to use the crosshairs that's in the middle of the hexagon shape and put that central crosshair point on the corner of the hexagon that we've just done. So as long as they're lined up, and then all we're going to do now is do another full complete hexagon. So that's the first half. We're just going to spin it round again and create the second half of the hexagon. So each time we're doing full hexagons, and the only trick to it is just getting it lined up. Okay, so we'll do another one and then I'll show you again how you line it up. So I've just moved the material there so you can see clearer what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our start point, stop with the needle down, and then going to get the ruler back to the central point, and then use the crosshairs, the central bit, to put on the corner of the hexagon that we just did. And then we're going to do another hexagon, and you'll find as we go along that some of the lines will be double stitched. That's absolutely fine, that's intentional, that's how it's meant to be. Okay, so we're going to stop at the end of the first half of this hexagon and go back to that same point that we've just gone back to for the previous 2 hexagons. Okay, so I'm going to spin the material around so you can see this point at the end of this channel is going to be our central point for all this pattern. Okay, so we're going to sew back there. Okay, then we're going to move the ruler back to the central point and get the crosshairs pattern on the first corner of the previous hexagon that we've just done. So it's the same thing all the way round. Okay, so we're just going to do that again and again. Like I said before, there are some points that you will be going over twice. That's absolutely fine. Okay, if you need to do any fine adjustments to the ruler to get the angle that you need, that's also fine. Okay, so just the way I think of it is that each section is just a complete hexagon. We are just shifting the angle for the start point of the hexagon. And we're always continuing and returning back to that same point. Okay, so I've got back to the centre there. So then I move my ruler back to the middle of the 3 channels. Okay, and then I put my crosshairs there. Okay, once the crosshairs are all lined up, I'm just going to do this first half of this hexagon. We have done a little bit of double stitching on that first bit, but that's fine. Like I said previously, that's how it should be. Stop with the needle down at the end of the channel and turn the ruler around to complete that hexagon. Okay, so I'm just lining up this next section now. Okay, so you can see that the crosshairs are on the middle there, and I'm just joining up and going over one of the previous sections, but still going back to that same central point as before. So this next one is going to be the last one, and then I can show you the completed pattern. So for the last time here, I am just going to line up the crosshairs in the centre bit, and then we're just going to complete the last hexagon. So exactly the same as before, start with your needle down, carry on all the way around for the first half, and then we are just going to do the second half. So this pattern, it's one of those patterns that when you see it completed, it looks really complicated and it covers quite a decent area on the quilt, but it's actually not that difficult to achieve with this ruler. It's just getting the lining up section right for each bit, which you've got this video for reference, so you can keep referring back to it if you're struggling. Okay, so we're just doing the last little bit now, and then I will show you what it looks like. It's a really good pattern, this one. Okay, I'm just making sure it's right in the centre for that last little section. Okay, going back to the point that we've been going back to the whole time. Then you can see the reveal of what it will be. Okay, so look at that. It's really, really good, really consistent lines, and it's a really good pattern, that one. I hope you like it. Enjoy.